Hey guys, welcome to another Wolves community blog here. And today we're going to be discussing the release of the test server for the way we're setting things up. We're going to be running things for Alpha 8 when it comes out. I can't wait for that to suck it. Oh my god. And just now we just had an epic blow through between the two PvP factions, which was a living blast. I finally got to get in and play a little bit myself. Too bad I wasn't recording, but you'll get to see it on Spange's channel. An epic battle playing out between them. They came over with a bunch of SVs. I think you guys even had an HV, didn't you?
Yeah, we had 3 SVs and 1 HV.
It turned out to be pretty cool. We suffered. We suffered a massive loss in equipment and just a lot. They lost all their ships. Lessons learned on both sides.
That's only fair after what we did to them on the first day of the server. So,
hey, that was fun. I enjoyed it.
Honestly, if all we did was kill the raider and nothing else, I would have been happy. So
you killed the raider.
But
I saw it go down, and I just pumped several more shots into it to be sure.
Yeah, and I just fitted those plasma cannons.
Oh, sorry.
I did not.
This is the way PvP is supposed to be, and that's what we're trying to get to go on our server and get it done right. You know, it's supposed to be about having fun and enjoying the game mechanics and stuff like that, not about the complete losses and just total annihilation of each side. Even though both sides kind of almost annihilated each other in this battle, it was a lot of freaking fun, and we enjoyed it. Nobody's crying over it, except Necrom.
I'm not crying. I'm working on the plan to get revenge.
Good, see?
I'm trying a little because now I know I have to go buy more damn androids.
Yeah, sorry, Hud.
No,
by the way, we need to talk to you after this.
They need another shipment of ships.
but I know a lot of you guys have a few questions and concerns and stuff that have been going on, so let's go ahead and hit some of those up and see if we can get some stuff resolved and figured out. Hud, I know you had something you wanted to bring up, so why don't you start there, bud?
Okay, so my biggest concern right now is asteroid field mining. And it's not, I mean, nobody likes asteroid field mining, and that's not really the issue. The issue is there's absolutely no way we're going to keep up with demand with the amount of resources that are there. Right now we've used up everything. I've used up everything that I have and sold, and it's obvious I'm going to have to go do it again. But there's no way that any of us, I'm sure,
would be able to keep up with demand for the PvP side. I completely understand that. There's a reason for it. It's supposed to be the harder for us to get from you guys because it is so expensive and hard for you guys to get. On the other side of it is once you guys buy your own planet, you can have Zirconium and Uranium on it. So there's ways around that for you guys as well. You can hold a monopoly on it and sell it cheaper and make it so that way it becomes an easy item for us to have on the PvP side. But the reason it's so hard for you guys to get it now is so that way it's not so easy as for us PvP players to have the high-end tier stuff all the time. We have to progress and deal with shortages here and there of certain items and supplies. Like, we're not going to be able to get Saphium all the time either. You know, maybe for a week or two goes by and we have no Saphium, so we're dealing with low-end blocks to play with to build whatever resources we can to keep the fight going and defending ourselves. So one side might be up, the other side might be down, one side might not have it, we might not get any for either side for a month, who knows?
Well, I guess a lot of that would depend on have we come up with a planet price yet? So we have a goal to shoot for?
Yeah, it was 350,000 for a planet.
350,000 gold or stat?
Gold ingots.
Okay. All right.
Because once you buy it, it's permanent.
That's pretty doable.
Well, we did have somebody test it out for us, playing 3 hours a day for an entire week, and he was able to do it. So if you can do it, just play 3 hours a day for an entire week, it's definitely doable. We made it so it's a challenge, but not that hard either. But it's something that you would actually have to work for.
Now, when we go to buy a planet, is it one resource per planet, or can we split it up between 2 or 3?
We were looking at only one, but if we want to do it so we can do more than one resource on a planet, which we need to actually discuss if we want to allow that, it would probably just add like another 100,000 to the price for each resource type that you would want.
Gotcha. Or if we had more more different types of resources, but maybe smaller nodes.
Well, the way it would be the exact same amount of nodes. So you'd have the exact same amount no matter what. It would just, like, okay, if you wanted 2 different resources, let's say Promethium and Pentaxid on one planet, and there's 8 deposits that you could choose from. So you can have 4 Promethium and 4 Pentaxid, and you could do it that way if you wanted to. I think that would be fine. You would just be limited to those 8 nodes.
Well, that's totally fine. These nodes are big enough that
Doesn't matter.
they're gonna.
One piece of advice I want to give to everyone until Alpha 8 comes out is I would not build your main bases near the nodes. You cannot defend them. It's just, I mean, it was just, the frame rates were horrible. There's no way around that at this point until 8 comes out. You want to build, if you're going to build close to one, I would build just out of the render range of it and only go there to mine. I mean, what are you going to lose if your main base is somewhere else? Then you transport your gold that you mine back to your base. The worst you lose is one shipment during a battle skirmish between your mining vehicle and, but you're not losing the entire storehouse that you have.
Well, so if you're gonna do if you're gonna suggest that, then why stack them all up that way? Why not just spread them out?
Because the entire planet would be lagged. Just doesn't work.
Well, not if you make the deposits really big, Wolf, surely. If you just less deposits but bigger deposits.
We can do that. We can try and make it so there's less but more in it, but it means that it takes even longer to break the node. I mean, like right now,
Well, I mean, it's taking like 15 minutes
per node, right?
To break a node, yeah.
Right. So if we made them bigger, it could take up to a half an hour for you to break one node, and that just felt like it might have been a little excessive trying to go that far. But I mean, if you guys want them bigger, we can make it bigger and cut down the number. That's actually not a problem.
Well, you've got to remember as well that the planet in Alpha 8 is going to be 64 kilometers squared. So if you have the current number of nodes that you have at the moment, at the size they are at the moment, but spread out across the planet, it shouldn't, in theory, be too laggy.
Well, you're right, and it's supposed to optimize it to the point where it shouldn't lag it out at all. Right now, we just have to find ways to deal with what we have until Alpha 8 comes out. It's just once Alpha 8 comes out, it's not going to be an issue at all. We're not going to have these problems with the lag or anything like that. We'll be able to, you can build on a deposit. It's not going to do nothing to you because their whole mechanics.
I wouldn't be surprised if Alpha 8 is pretty damn laggy as well. I don't think Elion are doing any optimization with Alpha 8. Well, they'll do a little bit, but it won't be that much.
The way things are being done is being done in a totally different manner. So things are going to be a lot different. The way the graphics quality of things work, I mean, I guarantee you when they first drop it, we're going to have issues like there's no tomorrow. But that's why we're not going to have it up and running right away. Because we need to incorporate into ours, put it into theirs, and then bring it in. But like for instance, we're gonna have the 64 kilometer planet. We're gonna have our nodes on it and everything like that. But it's so spaced out, we can probably get away with less for more. So we'll have more deposits with less nodes, like you guys we're talking about now. The way we got the planet set up now is we only have 8 deposits on it, which, I mean, at this point, what has it been? About a whole 2 weeks or a week we've had it? It's been a week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and in a week, and us both constantly mining, have we gone through half the nodes that are there yet in one deposit?
No, we haven't even gotten through one.
Yeah.
No, you're missing what I'm asking. Like, there should be like 50 nodes there, right? Now, in those 50 nodes, how many do you think you've cut out? in the past week?
I think we've gone through maybe 1 or 2.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you got enough gold out of that to buy your 3 ships?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if we count, what's a node? A node is 167,000. No,
That's
that?
1.675 million.
1.675 million per node, and every time one of the chunks of gold breaks up, I probably get maybe 150,000 gold added to the cargo boxes.
Yes.
So personally, I've done that maybe 5 or 6 times. But, other faction members have done it as well.
And out of the nodes themselves, you guys have busted up, what, maybe 10 full nodes?
I've done 2 on my own. Lucy's done a few. Lighted, I think, did a couple. Spange, I think, did the most, though. Probably,
okay, so about 10, we'll say about 10 to 12?
10 to 15, I'd say, around there.
Which would leave 35 left. So you guys have already almost gotten halfway through.
Well, I think you guys are using node to deposit.
Yes, I think you're confusing nodes with the full deposits.
No, but
okay, I mean the full deposit. There's 50 full deposits in each one.
Yeah, I doubt anybody has even come close, maybe halfway through one deposit.
Yeah,
No.
I think
undoable.
Yeah, I think we've only gone through maybe one deposit in
well,
total.
one thing we can try, I'm not going to make any promises it'll be done this week, because like I said, there's a lot going on, especially on Might and Magic's end, is we can try and cut the deposits down by half of what they are, make them 25 instead of 50, and see if they'll last long enough. And see if that helps at all. Doesn't mean it's going to, but we can try that. And see if that helps with the frame rates. But I would still suggest, no matter what, until Alpha 8 comes out, make bases away from your main bases where you're storing all your stuff that you want to defend it. I would keep it away from the deposits.
So we shouldn't build our base over a major mine like the base that we just attacked was.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't do what Magic did. I've been telling him that since the beginning. We're going to die because we can't move.
You could turn on the griefing
sky.
perimeters on the deposits wall so that you get that no build icon come up when you go near a deposit, and that way you just prevent anyone from building over a deposit.
True.
You want to do it that way.
True. I mean, I'm not saying we can't build there. There's no reason you can't. I'm just saying for your own sanity and being able to protect your base, take it from experience. We just felt this ourselves. If you want to build your base there, go for it. But I'm telling you, having 1 frame a second and trying to defend your base is not going to do you any justice.
It does not work.
Well, I'll say
Attacking
this.
wasn't any easier.
It wasn't any fun. Yeah, it wasn't any more fun attacking than it was.
Trying to line shops up at 3 frames a second.
Did I even hit anybody with that plasma?
No.
So, I mean, just for right now, I would advise everybody, like I said, build your base away from it so that we don't have all that lag and stuff. And if you want to build a small mining complex to protect your mine, go for it too. It doesn't matter. We don't have any rules in any way about these things. It's just for the frame rate purposes of combat, I would work away from it and just go there to mine and leave. I mean, I haven't
bothered putting a base up at all.
Or there's that too.
Mine
either. Because undefendable and it's unattackable at the frame rate we've got right now, so fuck it.
Yeah. Pardon the language, folks. You know, some people.
Summed up by Receiver.
Yep. There you go.
In perfect eloquence.
Well, what else do we got? Anybody else have any issues, complaints, ideas, problems?
I was going to bring up victory conditions again.
Right.
If we're going to go ahead with that, or are we just...
Oh, no, we're absolutely going to go with that. The way we're going to do is set up a leaderboard on the community page on Steam to start with. I'm working on getting us an actual website set up again. Then what I might do is hand it off to a certain member of our community and let him run it for us, be our webmaster, if you will, and just keep it up to date. But our letterboard's just going to be based on one thing. one side kicking the other side and wiping them off the planet. That means you didn't leave a block behind of the other side, basically.
Okay, going back to Spencer's base.
So victory condition is total annihilation of the other side on the PvP Prime planet. It's not based on anything else or anywhere else. It's literally just based on that planet. So if you wipe a side out off the planet, that's victory 1 right there. And we'll keep a score on the leaderboards. And I don't know, we'll come up with some type of prizes and stuff for the factions for one side or the other. We'll discuss what we could do about that too.
Now, is the victory condition going to result in a server reset, or just pick up and continue on?
No, you just pick up and continue on. The other side,
that.
the other side just builds back up and comes back and moves back onto the planet and starts attacking again.
Okay, Wolf, that's all good and well for the PvP, but now what about victory conditions for PvE?
Theirs is buying their own first planet and owning their first planet. So there'll be a letterboard for them as well for who's the wealthiest of the freelancers. Who owns the most planets, who has the most gold, who's the richest. Their victory condition is having their own planet that nobody else can touch but them.
Okay, so we shouldn't actually be supplying them with too much gold then.
Interesting concept. How do you defend your base then? By throwing rocks at Span?
Yes.
I tried that today. It didn't work. I just died when I landed on the ship.
Oh.
Do a barrel roll.
There's on the starboard bow.
It was amazing when jumping down the shaft there and landed on your ship. I can't believe I didn't die. I just wish it would let me place a C4.
Oh, I'm so glad it didn't.
Oh,
so you on there, I was like, no.
I had a broken leg and like 50 hit points left.
That's why that one shot with the laser cannons killed you then.
And that's why it was so easy.
Finally managed to actually get my guns trained on you, and it was like, plink. I have to say, Wolf, that was incredibly satisfying. You'll see it on the recording. I was like, I killed Wolf.
Yeah, well, it wasn't as satisfying as when I was actually able to sit there, even though I could barely move. But once I heard those turrets start firing down in that tunnel, I was like, I could hear, but I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see rockets firing or nothing. All of a sudden, like 5 seconds later, I would see an explosion somewhere from where it impacted.
Oh yeah, the CX-23 went up very quickly when you did that.
It was amazing. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. The first time I finally get to play on our server after working my butt off on it, I get killed by Spange, I blow up all their stuff, and I have a great time.
Said you blew up all.
But that's what it's supposed to be about.
Jeez, look at all these holes. There's craters in the floor.
Yes, I'll go and fix it just now.
No, it's the actual ground. Not blocks missing, craters in the ground.
Yes, from all the lousy shooting.
Yes.
I think it's just from the lousy frame rates. It would have been a lot different if the frame rates were not as bad for that battle.
Yeah, I might not actually been able to shoot a turret with any kind of accuracy.
Aim.
Oh yeah, I actually would have been able to hit too.
I realized halfway through, I just knew. I mean, trying to shoot with rockets at you guys was just useless. I mean, it was just pointless. And that's when I realized that's it. Turrets only, because they're the only things that are going to work, because everything we do is not working.
Yeah.
And that's when it turned into turret spam. You know that lesson? I learned that. I learned that from Static. In his battle, when he was actually one of us on our side, fighting against you guys. Because he was in that hangar, slamming down turrets, trying to defend it by himself. Well, that's what I took a lesson from him and did the same.
Yeah, that one we had a HV bias over an SV bias, so maybe that's the way forward. More tanks, less fighters.
That's it. Tanks are the way to go no matter what. The fighters are just, they're more of a distraction than an assault vehicle when it comes to base assaults. They're distractions for the turrets, so that way you can get your HVs in close enough to actually take them out. Yes, I'm sharing lessons in how Imperium battles work.
Next thing, you're gonna post your PvP blueprints, right?
I already have. All of my builds are open to the public.
Oh. That's like the first thing in every YouTube video that you watch about Imperium PvP. Never give other people your blueprints. Well done.
Why? I know all their weaknesses.
Yeah. People make a real secret out of those. That's, I find that fun sometimes. Was the topic of the deposits being above ground already discussed?
No.
Because I've realized that if you have... I was at a cobalt deposit, and it was really huge, as are all the deposits, but the special thing about that was that it was halfway covered by a mountain, and my frame rates was significantly higher than on the other deposits. So I suggest make the deposits smaller so they fit underground and don't pile up on the surface.
That we already talked about.
Okay.
Oh, the deposits going all the way down to the bedrock?
No,
Well,
not
I
all
guess
of them
the
do.
bedrock is not the worst part of it. It's the part of the deposit that cannot fit into the ground anymore. And
It's
Imperium
not that it
just
doesn't
sucks.
fit. It's not the problem. It's just the elevation needs to be lowered.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. They don't go all the way down to the bedrock if they're out of the ground a little bit like that. They're actually off the bedrock.
Yeah, I guess normally they're...
Now, one thing you guys got to realize is messing around with the deposits takes time. It took me and Magic 2 weeks just to set this up.
Yeah.
So in order for us to fix it, you'd have to be patient with us. Give us time to work on them. It could take us another 2 weeks to move them.
Well, I doubt that you really have to, Wolf, because we've found a pretty good workaround, shall we say, to let us at least mine some of the stuff that we got there, and thus we're not really in a situation where it's like unplayable.
Covered with good.
Well, the one thing like we discussed earlier we're going to do is probably try and see if we can cut them in half and the amount of deposits that are there to begin with.
Yeah,
So
sounds
that
like
way,
a good idea.
that way we'll start there, and then if it's still an issue, we'll try something else.
The reason that I'm bringing that up and saying not to worry too much about it is that with the new patch Alpha 8, there's going to be more tools and hopefully better tools at your disposal for stuff like that, which is going to make it much easier. And,
we'll be able to make planets in half an hour. It'll be so lovely. I can't wait.
Oh, are they going to release that dev tool?
Yeah, Elion, speed it up. Come on, guys.
That's what I'm whining over. Is I'm waiting on the dev tool.
Yeah.
We'd already be done. This would be like, okay, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that. We could do this. We could do that. If I had the damn tool, and I didn't have to type it all up by hand.
But you're so good at typing.
I'm starting to actually be glad you're going away for 3 weeks.
Didn't you say you had blisters on your fingers or something?
Actually, I got calluses on my fingers.
Yeah, see. That's
You
Don't
do,
hurry up with the dev tool or Wolf is going to sue you.
Any other topics if anybody wants to discuss? Oh, and when it comes to the asteroid field, so I'm going to be working on that too. So we're going to... One, you guys said you've been having some frame rate issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the amount of asteroids, just the physical asteroids, is just overwhelming.
Well, it's supposed to feel overwhelming, but I could do a little bit of manipulating, see if I can cut it down some more, and see if we can still make it look like it's just a giant asteroid field.
You can't even see space on the other side of the asteroids because it's so thick.
It's supposed to feel like that. But like I said, there's some places I can manipulate that one a little bit more. When it comes to the resources of those deposits, there are more coming and being added to it. It's just right now there's only 4 of each kind of all 3 of those resources in there. I need to make sure you guys had some.
Are you sure about that? Because I've never been able to find more than...
They're there. All 4 of them.
I found 2.
There's 4 of each kind of all 3. Neodymium, I think it's neodymium, uranium, and zirconium within the asteroid field. And there's 4 of each, and they make a cross of each other.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but I've spent hours out here, and I have never found more. I think that one time I found 2 different Arrestrium nodes. Asteroids.
I can tell you exactly where they're at. If you look at it, you can see that there are rings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, there's 4 sets of rings. And where each one of those rings touch each other is where all the asteroids are at. The meteors, the deposits.
Banks, the Xenix, and Ultron want you to tell that they were just faster mining it than you.
I've not been out on my Ultron have.
So there's 4 places that they all touch each other,
yeah.
And in those 4 places is where you'll find all the deposits.
Or was that the thing, Ultron? I can't understand you.
Put your mic down.
Ultron have found them all, but
Okay.
so they're out.
But when I'm finally finished building that playfield is not complete. When it's finally finished, there's going to be a lot more there than what's there.
Like?
So right now, just bear with me on the asteroid field. That's still a major work in progress. It's not even finished. It's not even halfway done. I'll work on the frame rate issues first. Once I can get that fixed for you guys, then I'll work on getting the other deposits put in there. I want to finish it first before I even start manipulating the rest of the deposits. And then, like I said, so let me fix the frame rates, and then we'll work on where the deposits are all at.
How do you open talk or chat and
in Imperium?
Chat or normal global chat?
normal chat?
Enter.
So, period.
No, it's period.
Period.
Oh,
Right.
period for global, comma for faction.
I got a remap, so I couldn't tell you.
One thing I am going to be testing in a minute here when we're done with today's blog is working to see if we can make those NPCs a purchasable item in the game to defend bases. So if Static and Spange, if you have a few minutes when we're done here, or I only need one of you guys to test it, I'd like to see if we can get that tested and done, because I'd like to be able to make it a commodity that we can purchase and put on our bases, so that way we don't have to worry. Like if you make yourself a little outpost just for defense purposes or whatever, you can buy NPC guards to put on there, and what they'll do is they'll just patrol that little building for you. And if anything comes by and hits it, then they open fire.
Ideal.
So that's one thing that I really want to get done and make work, even if it takes me the next month to do it. But so if you guys see that my videos are slowing down on my channel, this is why I am working on the Empyrean server like mad and crazy. So my videos might slow down a little bit on my channel particularly. And some of the series will be stopping, and others will be coming back more in force. So expect on my channel to be mainstreaming is Empyrean. But other than that, it'll be Kenshi, Subsistence, and Surviving Mars for right now. But that's going to be it for a while. I don't have the time to be running around doing all these other series and playing around with all that stuff. Even though it's been fun, I've been enjoying it, but I just don't have time. It's stressing me out and taking away from my family time and everything else. I spend hours and hours a day just working on the Empyrean server, and then I spend a few hours recording and playing video games to get you guys the content, and then it's bedtime for me, or my wife's already passed out on the couch waiting for me to go to bed. So things need to slow down a little bit for me. I'm still going to be trying to get doing daily content, so don't worry about that. It's just The series that we're running are going to be specific. Empyrean, Subsistence, Kenshi. That's never going anywhere. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys love it. And so Surviving Mars. That's going to be it for right now. Surviving Mars is going to be spaced out. Subsistence might be spaced out here and there. Empyrean, but so it'll be mostly Kenshi and Empyrean throughout the week. Which I know you Kenshi lovers and Empyrean lovers are going to be happy as snails for that because it finally gets back to a normal routine again. But other than that, I think that's all I got for this week, unless you guys have anything else. Anything going on with your channels?
I finished Subnautica.
Yay!
It was really sad.
Now I get to go actually watch it from beginning to end. I'm going to go binge watch it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, it was really sad. The ending, you leave the planet, but you don't really want to leave the planet because that means it's over. Yeah.
I hate
Did
games
you
like
pay
that.
the fee at the gate?
Yeah, 1 trillion credits.
Yeah.
Damn it. But I love that
Sounds like
PDA.
Ultraman's prices for minerals.
Yeah, Uthran is savage. His prices are not what's the word I'm looking for?
Fair.
Consistent to the demand of what the actual base prices are. I mean, if he keeps trying to push those kind of prices, he might find 2 PvP factions coming to his planet just to buy it from the resource sellers themselves. But see, this is what happens when you do what Magic says. See, this is what happens when you do what Magic says. He says they should be able to set whatever price they want. You know what? We did it. They can set whatever price they want. Newton's sitting here trying to gouge the prices out 300%, 400% over the top. I don't know.
I'd want to add a 0 there.
Oh yeah, another 0. Yeah. Oh, let's move the decimal this way.
Love it.
Now, I did notice that at first I was basing my pricing off of traders.
Right, that's what you're supposed to do.
But, well, it's actually going to be extremely low because I think there might be. I raised them a bit, not too much. I mean, Static and Spans will confirm or deny that, but I was worried about oversaturating at too low a price with the trader prices to where you guys will just like have an overabundance of
and buy once and never buy again.
It's never going to happen because I mean, like, take today for example. Both sides, we've just totally lost basically everything. So we are back to square one and needing everything all over again in just one day. We need ammo, we need fuel, we need everything.
Oh, I thought you just said you were fine with ammo because we left you loads.
Well, that okay. Well, on certain ammo types, we're really good on. Others, we're out. Our turrets shot up our entire supply.
No, but what I'm getting at is I'm kind of, so anybody who's been buying from me, just kind of take notice that my pricing might fluctuate a little bit until I find the sweet spot, you know.
It's all good.
Everybody's happy. And...
Yes, with giving the competition no
yeah. I was just gonna say, it's not like going anywhere else at the moment. It's really an option. So.
Exactly. So that's Ulthan's prices may be a little ridiculous, but I mean, if that's what it comes down to, you know, we're going to have no choice but to pay it anyways, or just shoot him in the face when he gets there and steal it. You know, I don't know.
I would like to point out that most of my prices is actually pretty close to the prices I found at the trade hub.
If that's the exact price or close to it, then you know that's all good.
I mean, the only prices I could find was for Celsium, Erestium, and Sarcosium.
I mean,
so those are free, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all prices, all the base price is based off of what the traders sell. You guys can add whatever you feel is right on top of it for your expense. You know, you guys waste fuel, time, whatever to get it. So, you know, you got to gouge it up a little bit to make some money. because you need to make that money so that way you can make your lives easier. Because the more money you get, the more you can buy for yourselves in owning your own planet, asteroid space, whatever you want. And nobody can bother you. And then you got even better. Just now, guess what? Now you got more resources that you could just sit back and relax and enjoy your gameplay.
Economics 101 by Wolf.
Yeah, I'm writing a book. Get ready for it. It's going to be on sale for $19.99.
I took the prices from the trade hub. Some of them I have boosted a bit, some of them I have lowered. But I think overall my prices are fairly fair.
Okay. Well, yeah, sounds good. We need to talk after we're done. HUD, I need to talk to you too when we're done. After I'm done with Spanish.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Like I said, we got to work something out because I need to see if I can get this working, and I can't do it with somebody in my own faction. It's not going to work. So we have to do test it out. But
he's looking for a target dummy.
Yes, I realise that. It's fine.
Well,
I'm taking off all the valuable stuff out of my inventory as we speak.
He's an admin and I'm an admin. It takes two admins to do the testing, so
take your armor off, Spanish.
Yeah. I'm ready, Wolf.
Well, does anybody else have anything for today?
No, thank you.
Any more concerns for the week?
I'm good.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed. Remember to play hard and game hard, and until next time, take it easy.
Take care, guys.
Later.
Peace.